Hey guys, it's Carter, and today we're looking at the chart of Bitcoin. I just wanted to provide you with a quick market update, what I'm looking for here in the short and medium term on Bitcoin, the levels I'm watching, and where I think the next move to the upside, yes, I said move to the upside, is going to take us here on Bitcoin. Because I believe we're heading higher, I want to show you those levels, but I also want to show you some of the short-term dangers that Bitcoin is presenting us with right now. But without further ado, let's roll the intro and jump right into the action. So here on Bitcoin, you can see that since making this bull trap up here that I notified about in my last video, we've actually seen a correction to the downside, exactly what I was calling for here. Now, I'm not going to claim I got everything right in my last video. I was expecting a little bit more of an aggressive move to the downside and a little bit more of a direct move to the downside. We actually ended up seeing a secondary bull trap up here, making a hanging man candle formation above the all-time high pivot again, and then we actually made a lower low. But to me, this looks like a corrective decline, and after seeing a corrective decline, you'd expect higher prices. So higher prices are likely due to the fact that the structure we're making after this big move to the upside. We right now look like we're forming a bull flag. But now, this doesn't mean we can't see another low in this consolidation period here. Actually, if we were to resemble this structure that we formed for 8 months last year, we'd expect another low. Now, I'm not saying this is going to play out exactly again. However, after this period right here, I believe this was an ABC correction to the downside. And guess what? We saw a nice move to the upside, but the market took the improbable path and had another low. So I'm saying that it's a possibility here if we remember the past. So I think although another low would be less probable right now, it's not impossible. And if we break below 102,000, then I think it's actually going to become a lot more likely to see another low that'll possibly bring us into the mid to low 90,000s. But as long as we're holding the mid to low 90,000s right now, I'd expect higher in Bitcoin in the weeks and months to come. Actually, what I find really interesting is if I drag the bar pattern from this consolidation here and put it on the consolidation we're seeing today, look how eerily similar it's looking right now. And based on that pattern, we saw another scary capitulatory low made. And yeah, I think that's likely if we drop 102,000. Now, if any pullback right now we see in the days to come holds 102,000, then I think we're going to see a more direct move to the upside. So the level to break to see this more direct move to the upside and to not have a date with the mid to low 90,000s is going to be this one right here. So I want to see a break above both this regression channel and this $109,000 all-time high pivot and hold it as support before we see that more direct move to the upside. We're at $107,000 right now. We're very close. But if we're not holding this $109,000 level as support, then it's going to be resistance, and then it's likelier we reject. So we need to break it as support. Back in this consolidation over here, you can see that on this nice promising push up that made a lower high, by the way, we never broke above this regression channel right here. So we never broke above this regression channel here. We never took out the pivots here. So we wanted to see the regression channel break right here to the upside, hold it as support for our next direct move to the upside, but we actually took the improbable path and headed to the downside here. We want to see the break to the upside occur here before we confirm that a low in this correction has been made. So regardless, if we see another low, to me it's a buying opportunity provided Bitcoin holds 90,000. If we see a direct break to the upside, oh my, watch out because things could get spicy. Let's see where I think we could head to. All right, so now we're on Bitcoin's weekly logarithmic chart here. And before I share Bitcoin's upside targets that I'm watching for in the weeks and months to come, I'm going to show you one thing I've actually updated first, and it's this fifth wave labeling right here. Because we've seen corrective declines only so far on Bitcoin, I have no choice but to say we're likely still in this fifth wave to the upside and that it is not over. I'm labeling this so far as 1, 2, 3, 4, and that we're working on our last push to the upside that could take us where? And bam, the logarithmic extensions are in, and it says that Bitcoin could possibly head to 130,000. Now, I actually think Bitcoin's going to extend a little bit higher than 130,000, possibly towards 149. So $130,000 is more or less my minimum target. Once we break through 110,000 and hold it as support, I would possibly look for Bitcoin to extend into the 140s as well. And in the most bullish case, 170,000 seems like the most optimistic target I can get to. But I would anticipate that Bitcoin is likely going to top between 130 and 145,000, possibly a little higher, but let's not get it too ahead of ourselves. Let's break and hold support on the $110,000 level first, because until we do that, we can still see further downside in the short term. And as long as we're holding 90,000 to the downside, I believe we're all good in the hood and are going to see higher prices on Bitcoin. All right, so that's all I have in this video. Take care. Have a good one. Stay safe in the markets.